just trying to get things straight. Your last husband.
Oh, Charles. He died a long time ago.
Charles?
Richardson. I opened the motel.
No, I wasn't thinking of Charles Richardson. You've been married since then, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. It's all coming back to me now. I remember the newspaper stories when he was arrested just before Christmas. You were married to Malcolm Ryder.
You've got a very good memory, haven't you? I suppose in your job it's essential.
Well, you get to the stage when your memory becomes a sort of card index. I knew I'd seen you before somewhere. It was when he was extradited to South America.
Yes, well, I'd rather not talk about it if you don't mind.
No, of course not. Incidentally, do you mind if I ask you a favour?
I don't give interviews.
No, it's nothing to do with that. It's about me. Please don't call me Miss Kelly. I'm just Kelly to my friends, that's all.
To your friends?
Well, it's just that I don't like to be known as Miss Angela Kelly. It's a little idiosyncrasy of mine.
Just as I don't like to be thought of as Mrs. Malcolm Ryder. And in fact, I'm not. The divorce came through just in time.
Oh, hello, Mum. I just thought
Oh, hello, Jill. This is my daughter, Mrs. Stan Harvey. This is the lady who's doing the interviews for the article about the motel in the Sunday Illustrated. Kelly.
Oh, of course. Oh, how do you do? I read you every week.
Oh, thanks. That's reassuring.
Well, look, if you're busy, I won't interrupt you.
No, we're not busy. We were just talking, generally.
Well, in fact, I was just going. I'll leave you in peace.
Will you?
Well, it's nice to have met you. I hope I meet you again soon, Mrs. Richardson. Good luck for the wedding.
I think I'll need it.
What do you mean?
She's just realized where she saw me last. In the newspaper articles about Malcolm Ryder. What do you bet that she's getting on to her editor right this minute?
Oh, no.
Oh, why not? It's a marvelous scoop. And that remark she made about leaving us in peace, that didn't ring quite true, did it?
Hello.
Hello again. More questions? Or what do you want to know this time?
Were you deliberately trying to keep me from meeting Mrs. Richardson?
What do you mean?
Well, I just talked to her and I recognized her from her photographs.
Did you?
Don't be cautious. I know all about her now. I told her so. She was married to Malcolm Ryder.
She was married, yes. And now she's about to get married again. To Hugh Mortimer. And I hope everything goes very well for her this time.
Yes, I can understand that.
At this particular moment, the last thing she wants is personal publicity.
So you try to keep us apart?
All right. I'll be absolutely frank with you. This is the last thing I wanted to happen. I hoped you'd be so busy researching the motel, interviewing the staff, you wouldn't have time to get around to Meg until the wedding. After that, she'd be off to Australia and... Do you blame me?
No, not at all.
She's had a bad time.
Don't worry, Mr. Hunter. I'm not going to do anything to rock the boat. I was just about to tell her that when her daughter came in and I left them together.
What about your colleague?
Reg? Well, what about him?
I don't imagine Meg will be too keen on having more photographs taken either.
So do you reckon this solicitor's got a good settlement for you?
Well, £5,000 is a good bit less than 7. What else could I do?
Oh, I don't know, Stan, but just giving up like that.
Listen, if you got a court about something, you stand the chance of paying out hundreds, maybe thousands of pounds in solicitor's fees. Now, if a solicitor can settle you something out of court for you, he's doing you a good turn.
Yeah, all right, so what are the courts for then, if people can't afford to use them?
But you don't have to go to court if you know darn well that... Don't make sense, does it?
Well, of course it doesn't. I mean, you can't be sure you're going to lose until you go to court, can you?
What it really comes down to in the end is a gamble. Like poker with no stakes barred. So the man with the most money is almost bound to win.
Anyway, you've made your decision. The thing is, are you going to find a buyer for the shop?
Well, it's a going concern.
Yeah, well, I know that, but with money tight all round the way it is, are you going to find anybody with enough money to make you an offer?
There we are.
Thanks.
Your good health.
Well, here's to tomorrow.
Well, can I drink to that? My own wedding?
Why not? To a happy day.
Oh, cheers. If there's no terrible last-minute hitches, still so much to do, I can't bear to think about it all.
Yeah, well, tonight we've got to take Granny Fraser down to the station, and then tomorrow... Oh, did I tell you about my lovely Mrs. Potter next door?
Oh, she's sitting for you this evening.
And she's agreed to have Sarah Jane all day tomorrow, so as from 9 o'clock onwards, I will be at your disposal.
Are you sure?
Any last-minute jobs you want doing, just say the word. That's going to be my role on the great day, running your little errands.
Darling, bless you.
Oh, don't bless me. Bless Mrs. Potter. I mean, it's not every day that a girl goes to her own mother's wedding. I'm determined to make the most of it.
God, I wish people wouldn't do that. Gives me such a scare. Just coming.
Excuse me, madam, it's this young fellow here.
Mrs. Richardson. Hales. Reg Hales, Sunday Illustrated.
How do you do?
How do you do?
He's come to take pictures of the motel, so he says.
Yes, well, that's all right, Carney. I know all about you.
And I've had permission to go anywhere and see everything, all right?
Yeah, he wants to take pictures of me digging in flower beds.
Well, why not? There's still a pretty good show of daffodils.
Just point me in the right direction.
Ah, but he wants you there with me in picture-like.
What?
Well, just a couple of quickies before the light goes. I mean, it'll be getting dark soon, so if you don't mind.
Yes, well, I think I do mind. You don't want my picture. You want photographs of Carney.
But he wants you there, madam, giving me
Look,
instructions.
it won't take a second, I promise, love. I mean, come on, don't hang about.
Well, I'd rather not, if you
Look,
don't
Mum's
mind.
got an awful lot to do. Can't you manage without her?
I just hate being photographed. I know it's one of those stupid things, but...
Oh, hello. Oh, I wondered where you'd got to.
Just doing my job, darling, you know me. Leastways, let's say I'm trying to do my job.
He wants to take pictures of me and Mrs. Richardson.
Only Mum's so busy, she really hasn't got the time.
Oh,
Yeah, she reckons she's camera shy and all. Funny, innit?
I tell you what. If you want somebody else in the shop, why don't you get one of
Look,
the
darling, the whole
waitresses?
point, though, was that we should come here and...
You know the pretty one? The one you had your eye on? You know the one I mean?
Oh, yeah. Suppose I could. Come on then, Grandad, let's go and find her. Where'd the waitresses hang out? In the kitchen?
Best is back way.
Yeah, all right, all right.
Thank you.
That's all right. Mrs. Richardson,
Yes.
I just came back to tell you, you don't have anything to worry about. I'll take care Ryder's name isn't even mentioned. After all, I don't work for a scandal sheet.
Thank you.
I was just leaving, but, come in, anyway.
You've finished at last.
For the moment. In this job, the work is never done.
Oh, it's the same in the newspaper business. Well, don't let me keep you. I just looked in to tell you that I put your friend's mind at rest.
Meg,
Yes, I told her she'd got nothing to worry about. I thought you'd like to know.
I'm very grateful. Thank you. What are you doing this evening?
Oh, well, nothing in particular. Why?
Well, I thought perhaps since we've both finished work, you might like to have a drink with me and then dinner, perhaps?
Oh, no. You don't have to bother anymore, do you?
Bother?
Well, the secret's out. You don't have to butter me up anymore. From now on, it can be strictly business between us. What did you say?
I didn't, and neither did you. For the last few minutes, you've been having a nice bit of shut-up.
Well, I can't think whatever for. I'm not tired.
Now, you get an early night. Tomorrow, you've got to be a radiant bride.
Ah.
Oh. Now, you be happy, hmm? I better get back to Stan. Mustn't keep Granny Fraser waiting.
All right, darling.
Mrs. Richardson,
Amy? Come in.
I waited till you was on your own.
Oh, Amy, I'm so glad you came.
I wasn't going to, but I had your note. Thank you.
Well, come in and sit down.
No, I won't stay now. I just wanted to see you before tomorrow.
But you're coming?
Of course not. How could I? But I just wanted to wish you luck. All the very best.
Oh, thank you, Amy. And please try to forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive.
Oh, yes, there is. I was so taken up with my own affairs, I didn't realise. It would have hung over my wedding if I hadn't seen you since that last time.
I wouldn't want that, would I? Would you really?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'd better get off. I don't want to run into any of the others. I'll go back the way I come in, if that's all right.
Amy, won't you come in? There's so much we have to talk about. Well, perhaps another time, eh?
I hope everything goes off well tomorrow. Good luck. God bless.
Thank you.
This is Crossroads, episode 2300, production number 1109, part 2, take 1.
Hey, old Granny Fraser's cutting it a bit fine, ain't she? We're going to miss that train if we're not careful.
Perish the thought. What is the time?
Just gone 7.
Now, you got an hour and a half yet.
Yeah, but you know what the traffic's like between here and Brum. Then there's getting the old girl down to the right platform.
I better go and see what's
No,
happening.
it's all right. Sit still, sit still. I'll phone through tomorrow.
Oh, here's you. I was just saying, Mum, we haven't got much time, you know.
She's on her way down.
Thank goodness for that. I shan't be easy till she's out of that door and away.
And how do you think I feel?
Poor Mum, I bet you've never been so glad to see the back of her in all your life.
I'll bring the car round, shall I?
Oh, would you stand and ask Mr. McPhee for the sandwiches he's made for us?
Sure.
You know, Mum, you needn't have come with us. You should have gone with Hugh.
Well, I felt guilty. I wanted to see her off, no matter what she's been saying.
Oh.
Ah, there you are, dear. You're late. Where's your coat?
Coat? Is it in the bedroom? It's in the wardrobe.
It won't do you any good in the wardrobe. Go on, you better run up for it, Jill.
No, dear, I don't need my coat.
Well, you'll need it in Edinburgh.
Edinburgh? Oh, didn't I tell you? I've decided to stay for the wedding after all.
Now, Stan, I'm sorry. I've no time to speak to you about it just now. So be a good lad and away you go.
But, Shuey, I want to know whether you were joking or not.
It's no joke to me, moving into a flat 1 minute, then out the next. Tech flats are not all that easy to find, you know.
But you've only been there a short time. It's not as though it's your home.
Then tell me where it is. The shorter the tenancy, the bigger the compensation.
Hey, now there's no law that says that.
I know, I've just thought of it.
And you've got another thing coming. The business belongs to my uncle, and he isn't going to pay you out 500 quid.
Now, just a minute. You let that flat to me, so that makes you my landlord.
I can't be, since it isn't mine, so that you're one problem I don't have to worry about.
Oh, just a second. That'll no stand up in court. If you don't own the place, then you are acting as your uncle's agent.
But £500 is a lot of money to me at the moment.
I should make it 1,000. Look, Stan, if you're going to try and wriggle out of this, I'm going to a solicitor first thing tomorrow morning. Flats are not all that easy to get.
Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I can't sell the business with you in that flat. The new owner might want to live in that flat.
Then that's your problem.
But 500 quid, it's a bit steep.
What do you say to 250?
Well, Well, I'll settle on that.
It's a bargain, mind.
I won't forget, honest.
Here the sandwiches.
Oh,
Come in, whoever you are. I'm decent, more's the pity.
Reg, what are you doing here?
Now, what's it look like? I'm packing up my gear, ain't I? Oh, by the way, I took a couple of flashes of that old gardener geezer, but he kept rearing up like a frightened cart horse every time. Still, better luck tomorrow, eh?
Well, why aren't you in your chalet?
Well, I was hoping for a quick word with that Mrs. What's-name, Mrs. Richardson. You know, it's funny, I can't make her out at all. Why, are you looking for her too?
No, I was looking for someone else. I think somebody said she'd gone out.
Oh, pity. Still, no reason why we shouldn't have a crafty swig of her scotch, is there? Do us a favour and pour us a double, will you, love?
Can't do that. You'll get a shot.
Well, they told us we get carte blanche, didn't they? Second thoughts, make it a treble.
I do no such thing. What do you want to talk to her about, anyway? I'm the one who does the interviews, remember?
Yeah, I know. Well, it's just there's something about her that's been bothering me. You know, I'm sure I've seen her somewhere before.
You are you?
Well, all that cobbler's about her being camera shy. If you ask me, she's got something to hide.
You're right, she has.
You what?
Well, you remember Malcolm Ryder, the crook who got arrested and packed off to South America to face a murder trial?
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, I've got to hand it to you, darling. You're very good. You know, I knew I'd seen her face before. But still, this is a bit of luck, eh?
Yeah. I said there'd be no publicity on that angle.
Oh, you must be joking.
No, we're here to do a feature on the motel, and that's all. No pictures as far as Meg Richardson's concerned, Reggie.
Oh, have an art, darling. Look, I'll just sneak a couple of candids without her spotting me. I mean, you never know when she might be in the news again.
I said no, and I promised.
Oh, stone me. Yeah. Tell you what I'll do. You make it worth my while, and we'll do a deal, eh? How about that?
What sort of a deal?
Come over to my chalet and we'll have a little chat about it, eh?
Get off.
No, come on, you know you fancy me.
I beg your pardon.
Stupid.
Darling, what a pleasant surprise. You're actually early.
Yes, dear.
Did you go to the station?
No, it wasn't necessary after all.
Well, I told you she'd be happy with Jill and Stan.
Darling. What a lovely table.
Yeah, wait till you see it graced by the lobster thermidor and all the other gastronomic details I've got for your pleasure.
And champagne, too. How lovely.
Of course. Nothing but the best for you, my love.
Darling,
yeah?
Before we go any further, I think there's something I'd better tell you.
Fire ahead, darling. Now we've got rid of old Mother Courage, I don't care what it is.
But that's just it. We haven't.
Huh? You're joking.
No, I'm afraid not. She's changed her mind at the last moment and she's coming to the wedding after all.
No.
At least she's coming to the blessing. I hope we've talked her out of the registrars.
Oh, Meg.
Oh, well, it's maybe not too bad. She's cheered up quite a bit and she seems resigned to our marriage now.
No, that's some consolation, I suppose. Not much.
Well, let's have some champagne and forget her about a half an hour. She's not going to spoil our supper party. I won't let her.
Bet your life she's not. Why should she?
Sandy says he'll keep her out of the way. You can always rely on Jill and Stan.
My darling, with love.
To us.
I give you Mrs. Hugh Mortimer.
And as a lot of people have said, about time too.